Hello and welcome to the Tower Circus in Blackpool for the first night of this year's Moscone Cup. The Europeans are looking to make it 7 wins in the last 8 years in front of a lively home crowd. But looking to stop the rot are the Americans, and they bring with them a fresh lineup and hope this will be the key to success this year. Day one of the Moscone Cup is now underway. In the opening game, it was a baptism of fire for the young Americans as they suffered a disappointing 5-1 defeat, allowing the Europeans to secure their first point. The first doubles game saw Darren Appleton and Carl Boyes up against the American pair Justin Hall and Corey Jewell. It was a close encounter, but Appleton missed the 9-ball in a crucial rack, and Jewell took his opportunity to close out the match. Then it was the first singles game, and seasoned veteran John Schmidt silenced any doubters. He came from behind against Mark Gray and finished the game with a crafty 3-9 combination. So this is confirmation of the results after 3 games, and Team USA are now in the lead 2-1. In this opening session, we still have 2 matches to come, 1 doubles and 1 singles. Next up, it's the second doubles game of the night, and Team Europe are hoping to claw a point back. In this match, Iceberg Justin Bergman and World Pool Masters champion Shane van Boening are up against the Greek Nikos Ekonomopoulos and reigning World 9-ball champion Niels Feijen. Let's hand over to your commentators Jim White and Phil Yates.
This all-important match now as far as Team Europe hopes and the fans here in Blackpool are concerned, because you know that non-playing captain Johan Rushink, every day he sends his troops out to try and win the day. Well, in order for them to win the day now, they've got to secure the last 2 matches here on day one. Team America have come out flying. 2-1 they lead, and now Shane van Boening and his young partner Justin Bergman up against Niels Feijen and Nick the Greek Ekonomopoulos. Phil Yates, you got to be happy to be watching this, but a bit of a surprise. They've taken the fans out of it.
Big cheer for Europe winning the lag. I tell you what, for the neutral, this is a great scoreline. Just what we wanted.
Well, Nick and Niels.
Europe to break, alternate breaks, race to 5.
And again, the way we've seen these guys breaking, you've got to feel that they've figured out the sweet spot. More times than not, they've been successful. No golden breaks yet, though. Till now! Courtesy of Ekonomopoulos. How about that for a start, European fans here in Blackpool? That one got them out of their seats. Banked off the side, right into the throat of the corner pocket.
You know, Jim, at the recent World Pool Masters, Ekonomopoulos was breaking explosively, and there you couldn't wish for anything better. The Golden Greek.
Just the way they wanted to start. And the man who beat Ekonomopoulos in the World Pool Masters a few weeks ago now comes to the table to try and match that one.
In fairness, Ekonomopoulos, as I said, broke superbly in the World Masters, but so too did Van Boening. Can he possibly equalise with a golden break? It's against the odds, but you wouldn't write him off at all.
And the rules this year, you can inspect the rack, but you can't ask for a re-rack.
Nice and quiet.
Hand rack by the refs.
Settle down, please.
And you've got to accept it. Look at this. I'll tell you what, he had that 9 clocking towards the corner. One into the side. And he's not left his partner, Justin Bergman, anything easy on the 2.
Yes, 1,200 pairs of eyes watching the 9-ball there. And while we were, the two were sneaking into an awkward position. Well, in the first doubles match this evening, Mark Wilson went with experience coupled with a debut boy. That one worked out. Will Bergman and Van Boening work out as well? He hasn't got the cover there, Jim.
No, he tried to get that cue ball behind the 4, but this is long and straight. A real test of cueing here. But who are you going to call other than the reigning world 9-ball champion?
Extension called.
Over the last 12 months or so, individually, no one has been better than the man about to try and pot the 2.
Yes, and he is also the reigning MVP in this event. Well, he won't do anything. He might have got away with the miss, though. Very close. He certainly hasn't left anything from which Shane can attack. I mean, that was far from easy, Phil, but the way that Niels cues the ball, he would have expected to get that.
Early stages of match 4 in this competition, and already we've seen more balls missed per racks played than you'd normally expect. It's all about the Moscone Cup pressure.
Cute little bank shot, and the 4 available. It was worth the risk. And nobody reads a table better than Shane Van Boening. And he's just put his partner into prime position now. A little sloppy for Justin. He'll play this 5 into the bottom corner pocket, bottom left. Nobody practices more than Van Boening. Nicely onto the 7. Saw Justin Bergman play for the first time in the US Open back in September and October, and what a special player he is. Young player. And Captain Mark Wilson is so proud to have him on this side. And 1-1, it's level now. The overland route to securing that rack for Team USA.
And there's the man in question. 20 players interviewed to be on the squad. 8 made it. He had to make the cut. 3 were left at home. It was a very tough decision. But right now, it looks as though that decision is slowly but surely being vindicated.
And trust me, Phil, nobody feels the pressure more than Mark. He even made mention of it to me yesterday, and he just feels that, you know, given what he's had to go through all year and what he's put out to help this team and bring them together. A lot of question marks out there, but as you said,
Thank you, rack
their
3.
performance already here on day 1
Nice and quiet then, please.
is showing Mark Wilson's plan coming to fruition. Not ideal. Cue ball finding a spot right above the 9, so Nikos is going to have to cue right over top it here.
That's the most galling kind of break you can make. In goes a ball, you think, not too bad, and then with the last roll of the balls on the table, you realise, oh dear.
You know, there's a lot of storylines to this year's Moscone Cup, and with the 2 rookies coming out for Team America, you think that Europe has a load of experience, you know, an abundance of experience. That's an advantage. But in fairness, It's only 18 total appearances for Team Europe to 15 from Team USA. Not that big a differential.
Jim, everyone likens this to the Ryder Cup. Look what happened to Glen Eagles. The shining lights for the USA, Jordan Spieth and Patrick Reed, they were debutantes. No battle scars, you see.
Oh, great shot. Great shot from Nikos there. And Shane's going to have to kick at this, but beautifully judged from Ekonomopoulos. Just feathered that 8. Now, I still think the 3's available. Niels has just had a quick look at it. Played that with a lot of bottom and left-hand spin to kill the speed of the cue ball. And they basically have this one at their mercy now. Twice Niels Feijen has been the MVP in the Moscone Cup. As I mentioned last year and back in 2011 as well. He knows all about big-time pressure and what it means to make up a winning side.
Yes, this is 49th match in the Moscone Cup. Only 3 players have been involved in more. Steve Davis, Mika Immonen, and the record breaker Ralph Souquet. And Jim, it's not just the amount of matches he's played, it's the amount he's won. From his previous 48, he's been successful in 30. That will get the job done.
Ooh, not the best shot from Ekonomopoulos there. He knows it. Big shot here for Niels. Got to get this. The crowd right behind it told you where it was going. Halfway to the pocket. Finally poised. It's 2-1 in favor of Europe, but the overall score 2-1 to the Americans.
Welcome back to the Moscone Cup. At the moment, we're watching a doubles match, and the European duo Niels Feijen and Nikos Ekonomopoulos lead 2-1 after 3 racks. This game is a chance for Europe to get the overall scores level once again, and they're certainly looking strong.
USA to break.
Let's hand back over to your commentary team of Jim White and Phil Yates.
Young Justin Bergman. Solid young player, this man. And remember that face. You're going to be seeing a lot of him in Moscone Cups to come. Nothing finding gravity, but nothing easy bringing Team Europe to the table either.
Very awkward queuing indeed. I wouldn't say there's been an outrageous amount of luck either way so far, Jim, but I think America have just had slightly the more advantageous. Slightly.
Push out called.
Yeah, such is the degree of difficulty here. He's right over top the 5, and there's just no rewards really, is there? Such a difficult shot. So Niels electing the push out. Never easy to push out. Bit of a gambling effort, this. And now the incoming side has the choice whether to accept this or put Feijen back in. And perfectly legal, you just push that cue ball out into whatever any area of the table you choose. And Shane doesn't like it, so he wants to see what Niels had in mind.
Push-outs are all about making a judgment call. Backing yourself if you put back in, but not giving your opponent anything that they might fancy.
There's no point in going after anything aggressive here because it just doesn't afford position to the 2. But defense isn't easy either. Tricky little shot here for Niels. Well, this is close. This is very close. He may just have enough room. No, even that. Close, Phil. Even the camera angle makes it look close.
Yes, and the jaws of these centre pockets are unforgiving.
Yeah, Shane's jacked up here. I think he's going to go with this. Is he ever? Oh, he just tickled the 5. He would have dropped onto the 2, but he's certainly given his partner a chance to keep the handcuffs on Team Europe.
Yeah, but I can't get him there. I'm just going to bank the 2 like to here and put the cue ball here.
You heard the plan of attack. I like the fact that they're communicating, Phil.
I also like the fact that Bergman didn't just do what Van Boening said. He went for what he thought was the best plan for him. Don't get out of your comfort zone. Not in the Moscone Cup.
Tough shot here for Nikos. Well, he's unlucky. Tremendous shot. Cannons into the 3, and he's left his partner nothing. Look at it again, and make no mistake, Team USA will take notes on that one. They'll be a little more careful when they push out or how they go about playing snookers at that point. Tough shot. It's available to the top right corner. Shane, one of the best shot makers in the world, and he's having a look at it. So that tells me he's going to go with this. Top right corner. Thin cut. He knows that he's going to drop onto the 4 if he gets it. For me, it's all about whether or not the 5 goes by the 8. Well, he overcut it, and he flicked the 7. I think Shane purposely hit that thin, Phil. Had he not cannoned the 7, he wouldn't have left anything for Team Europe. But he's left him a chance now.
Well, I was watching Van Boning's head there. It was very still. He didn't snatch on the shot. He just plain old missed it.
But he kind of missed it on the pro side. And now that 5 looked like it went past the 8, and it does. So the key shot here is just to leave enough angle from the 4 to the 5, because you've got to get back down the other end of the table for the 6. He is so sound, Niels Feijen, the way he delivers that cue. Hours upon hours. Probably he and Shane Van Boening put in more time practicing than anybody. Just doesn't want to be too straight. Nice shot.
Such an important rack, they all are, but this would afford Europe just a little bit of breathing space.
You know, when Corey and Justin Hall beat Darren and Carl in the preceding match, and what a turn-up that was, because Appleton and Boys are the reigning World Cup of Pool champions. Couldn't have been a point that the Americans expected to get. But for them to come out and set things straight again, well, you can't say enough. Again, the preparation that both sides have put into this event. Phil, it started as soon as the last ball was hit in Vegas last year. 3-1 now to Europe.
Welcome back to the Moscone Cup. We're at the Tower Circus in Blackpool, where Team USA and Team Europe are going head-to-head for one of the biggest titles in the sport. So far, the Americans have won 2 out of the 3 matches, but in this doubles game, Team Europe are looking strong, leading 3-1 in this race to 5. Let's hand back over to your commentators.
Big break here for Nikos. Wants to keep this steam train rolling. Well, I didn't hear anything. Half a chance here for the South Dakota kid. But look where the 2 is finished. Is there any value in knocking this one in? Not really.
Yes, the 2 and 6 glued together make this an awkward rack at the moment. And the same thing applies in pool as it does in snooker. There's no point taking a risk if you've got no guaranteed reward.
Well, once again, the same holds true for Bergman. Even though there is a shot at the 1 here, just no value. Not unless he feels that he can develop it, and doesn't look like he's got the angle to do that. But these young players, they like to shoot.
Extension call.
And Shane's come out of his chair to have a look at this as well. And it looks like that 3 takes the path away to try and develop the 2.
Yeah, I like that shot.
Is that better? Up to you.
I've already heard more words from Shane this year than I heard all last year. Fortunate roll there for Team USA.
There is no doubt about it, Jim. The balance of fortune at the moment, definitely with the visitors.
Extension call.
And this is a vital hit. He's going to have to jack up here and spin this. Nikos knows he may leave a shot at the one. He doesn't want to give them ball in hand. No. Well, all of a sudden, it's Team Europe with a slice of luck. I was a little surprised Philly played it that hard. The risk in opening the two up.
Settle down, please.
Now he's happy he did.
And the cue ball just kept running and running and nurdled in behind the 5.
Off the 2 into the side. Well, again, Team Europe get a roll. That was a great shot from Van Boening, and it hasn't availed any rewards at all. Kicking at this. He'd love to hit this dead on and leave that white behind the 8.
Our shot. Ball in hand.
That was a mistake. That was a mistake from Justin.
Start the clock.
Just going back to the Van Boening shot. Rather amusing, really. Very unlucky, wasn't he, after that invention. But he had no sympathy whatsoever from the crowd, and now the whole rack is turned around. Everything's in the open, really, from here. The Europeans should clear, and will be fully expecting to do so.
A little bit of experience playing on new cloth there from Niels Feijen. He played that knowing it was going to slide off that second cushion, because he kind of brought the 8 into the equation with that shot. A very confident stroke from Niels. And this should get Team Europe to the hill in this match.
Looped bridge, much more prevalent in pool than snooker.
Yeah, reason being, Phil, is you don't put your chin down on the cue. If you put your chin right down on the cue with a loop bridge, when you pull the cue tip back, you lose sight of it.
And you'll see right here just how right-eyed Niels Feijen is. That's the mass drive for him, and that's why the cue is running under the right eye. Three balls away from being on the hill, the European pairing. It would be an exaggeration to say they've dominated the match. They haven't. But it's the scoreline that matters, not the way you arrive at it.
That's going to get him to the hill. And they have been full value in this one. 4-1 they lead. Looking to square it up with the all-important point. Team Europe in control here on the shores of Blackpool.
Blackpool, England welcomes the Party Poker Moscone Cup, the 21st edition of this supercharged team event between Europe and the USA. At the moment, the USA leading 2-1. The early salvos have been fired. The visitors will be pleased. But look at match 4. The doubles, Feijen and Ekonomopoulos, 4-up on Bergman and Van Boening. Can they apply the finishing touch?
USA to break, trailing 1 rack to 4.
Well, the Americans hope not, Phil. But given the alternating break format, leads of that nature are going to be very difficult to try and overhaul. But they got to stick to their guns, Team USA. 1 ball, 1 rack at a time. And a good break from Shane Van Boening.
The 6 a little annoying for the Americans.
He's just looking to see. It looks like it's half a pocket only for the 2, but he's really going to have to cue this nicely to get back up table for the 3. Draw this into that right-hand cushion with the load up. Well, look, he went for the combination, Phil. And that could cost him this rack and the match.
Well, Bergman has made a couple of real blunders, hasn't he? Tried to get out of a snooker, missed the ball completely from short range, and then there went for a combination and didn't hit the next ball, as it were. The evening started with the team match. Europe won that 5-1. Everything here suggests we could be in for an identical scoreline.
Yeah, sets the stage quite nicely, doesn't it, Phil, for what's yet to come. We're only on day 1, and I think already all the pool players, they're fortunate enough to be watching this, are seeing quite a standard. Choice of pockets here. Either one affords position because the 6 nearest the left corner. So we'll just keep the cue ball in the middle of the table even. Well, he's trying to get down close to the 6. Oh, just about flicked that 8. That would have been disaster. Middle of the table nicely for the 6 now, and the 7. He's just got to guard against overhitting this. Should be no problem at all for Niels here. Well, if anything, he underhit it purposely. But Nikos will just play off that side cushion, play the 8 to the bottom corner, bottom left corner. Not the best positional shot that Ekonomopoulos will ever play. He's left his partner something to do here.
And a common theme when players are going out of position, they're overrunning time and again.
How sweet did Niels hit that? And 5-1 your score, and now 2 apiece. USA and Europe, the stage has been set. The Moscone Cup, all to play for.
A comfortable win there for Nikos Ekonomopoulos and Niels Feijen. They're now over with Andy Goldstein.
How important was that to stop the rock?
Mega important. I mean, 2-1 down. If you go 3-1 down, it means you lose the session. So we wanted to do all we could to win this point. And we played pretty decent. We get used to the table a little bit. Slides a lot more than the practice room. But we kept it together. Nikos came with some unbelievable shots. All I had to do sometimes was tell him where to go, and he was executed like perfect. So it was great. Yeah.
Nikos, you left him quite a difficult 8-ball at the end. Is that because the table's running fast, or is there nerves out there? What was that down to?
Yeah, a little bit faster, and I was not so nervous, but I missed the position. But I know that Niels will make it, for sure.
Niels, of course, I've seen you play in the Moscone Cup for many a year now. You are the Iceman. I mean, nothing seems to bother you. Do you thrive when it's louder, when there's more noise, when it's a bigger crowd? Does that spur you on to play even better?
Well, I mean, it sure makes you focus a lot better. I mean, the crowd. I mean, there's noise non-stop. I mean, it's unbelievable. This is the biggest venue ever. The crowd's unbelievable. We need them. So it's going to be 4 days, and they got to be much more loud. So it's good.
Nikos, how does this Moscone Cup team, the European team, compare to the last one you were in?
It's a very good team. We play together 5 days, and we love this crowd. It's wonderful here. It's a wonderful arena, and we are very excited that we play here.
A great result for Team Europe sees them draw level. The overall scores are now 2 apiece. Next time from the Moscone Cup, a very exciting match in store as Darren Appleton and Shane van Boening go toe-to-toe. Last year, they were involved in a terrific match during the Moscone Cup when they met in a doubles game. The Europeans had a commanding overall lead, and this match was a chance for Team USA to get their first point on the board. We join the action during the 10th rack. Team USA lead 5-4, and Earl Strickland is at the table. Your commentators are Jerry Forsyth and Ted Lerner.
Oh, if he runs into that 6-ball, this shot's going to be open. Indeed, and you see Earl Strickland slamming that Q-tip down on the floor. So with the 2-ball out in the middle of the table there, this is a big opportunity now for Team Europe, Appleton and Immonen, to tie it up. And if they do tie it up, they will be breaking in the final rack decider. This is an absolute horror movie for the Americans.
The nightmare gets worse.
We might have to call it the Nightmare at the Mirage.
We don't know who Earl's talking to. Himself.
Well, he might be saying that, you know, they're not getting the rolls. He did not play a proper safety earlier, and that led to this. An open shot and a clear from Appleton and Immonen. They're going to tie it up. They were down 5-3, Joe. One game for the match. Even with a 7-0 lead, the Europeans are in no mood to be generous.
Kind of reminiscent of the 2001 series. Europe won the first match. USA won the next 12 in a row. This is kind of the opposite.
Well, what has happened to the American game of pool in America? This is getting ugly.
Just sheer frustration showing on Earl's face there.
9-ball getting kicked.
Wow, look at this break.
That is the best break we've seen so far in this Moscone Cup. 3 balls down.
But no easy shot on the one here.
Should I double the distance? I come here and then back out.
Can you sort of like
8-ball, 3
draw
ball,
it like a soft draw to that, yeah?
2-ball.
Or not?
I'll try to
Plenty
spin
of
it.
time.
Tries to feather it in.
He overcut that ball. They're semi-blocked by the 6-ball, but it can be made. He overcut that ball. Let's see this shot here. He's massaying. Boy, beautiful shot. They've got a chance here.
There it is.
The 3 will go by the 4. Okay, wait a second. Is that the 3 or the 5 ball there? Oh, that's the 5. So Earl's got a problem here. He's got to shoot that 4 with no pocket. Let's see. He's looking all the way down in the corner. This is a triple tough shot right here. He wants to cut that 4 ball all the way down past the 9 in the corner and control the cue ball. Very missable shot. In fact, to make it would be a great shot. Can the great Earl Strickland come up with one more big shot?
It's not to be. A shot for the Europeans on the 4-ball.
That was a shot to win the match right there.
Just make it, right?
Best I can do, bro.
Yeah, it's fine.
This is a hard shot for Darren too, but not nearly as difficult as the one Earl had. He's just got to go forward.
There's a chop.
It appears that the nightmare will continue on and on and on.
Little tricky for position here. He's got to go back and forth across the table with the cue ball.
Wow.
No, he did good. Nico is playing good. He's solid this whole match.
It's a dream for the Europeans.
Just leave it here so you got a small
It's
angle.
horrific for Team USA.
That was a perfect shot at the right time.
A little nudge forward.
Huh?
Just a little nudge forward.
Just a little nudge forward, you heard
forward.
Mika say.
You mean here?
That's fine. Stop it.
He's a little bit too straight here to give Mika much of an angle on the 7. He's going to have to stick the cue ball right against the rail. He used the side pocket to give him a little room to cue.
There down, pal. You're the man.
Mika's just going to go forward, just like. Oh, wait a second. He tried to cheat the pocket. Well, Shane's got a bank shot to win the match.
Bit of a Christmas gift from Mika Immonen.
This is a shot that normally Shane would make 9 out of 10 times. Can he make it with the pressure on? He's going to bank this 7-ball cross side to win the match. He did it.
There it is.
He did it. Well, this 9-ball is a lot easier than the 4-ball he just missed.
They say, it's the old saying, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Back in 2013, that was a great result for the Americans, but it proved too little, too late. This year, Team USA certainly have a point to prove as they attempt to avenge last year's defeat. Next time, Appleton and Van Boening meet again at the Moscone. Can the American beat Appleton once more, or will Team Europe get another point on the board to continue their momentum? It's certainly turning out to be another thrilling Moscone Cup.